Hey friends, I've got some breaking news that's caught everyone off guard. Current President Donald Trump has just dropped a bombshell announcement that's left millions across the United States wondering how it might shake up their finances. We're talking about a brand new stimulus check that, according to official sources, is already on its way. But how much will it be? Who's eligible to get it? And most importantly, what steps do you need to take to make sure this cash ends up in your pocket? Whether you're a Social Security beneficiary, a retiree, collecting SSI or SSDI, or just curious if you qualify for this lifeline, stick around until the end because this could be a game changer for you. These economic boosts can be a much-needed breather for thousands of families, especially with prices climbing and economic uncertainty hanging around like an unwanted guest. What no one saw coming, though, is that this aid might come with fresh strings attached, and some folks could miss out if they don't meet specific criteria. The big question is, are you on the list of lucky recipients? Don't let yourself get caught off guard or fall for rumors. There are hidden details not everyone's talking about, and we're going to uncover them today. The government's made it clear this move is aimed at helping those who need it most, but it's also sparking heated debates in Congress and across the nation. Some call it a political play, while others insist it's a genuine relief effort. What's undeniable is that tons of people rely on this support and can't afford to lose a dime. So, before it's too late, let's dive into every nitty-gritty detail about this new stimulus check, how to claim it, what to expect in the coming weeks, and how to prep yourself. Get ready, because what I'm about to share could be the difference between snagging that extra cash you've been hoping for or being left in the lurch. Best of all, you won't even need to leave your couch to get the full scoop. First things first, everyone's dying to know, how much is this stimulus check actually worth? Based on the latest chatter, this payment could pack a serious punch, offering real help to folks wrestling with inflation, skyrocketing prices, and those surprise expenses that always seem to pop up. Word on the street is the amount being tossed around in political circles might outshine past payments, which could be huge news for millions of Americans. But here's the catch, it's not a free-for-all. There'll be hoops to jump through, and we need to figure out who's in and who's out. So, who's getting this money? If you're already plugged into Social Security, SSI, or SSDI programs, you've got a solid shot at being on the list. But hold up, things could shift at any moment. Eligibility rules might tighten up, meaning some people who'd normally qualify could find themselves on the sidelines this time around. That's where the uncertainty creeps in, and it's why staying in the know is so critical. You don't want to get tripped up by misinformation. There's a ton of wild rumors swirling on social media, but we're sticking to the facts straight from the horse's mouth. Next up, how and when will this cash hit your hands? This is the million-dollar question for beneficiaries who count on every penny to cover basics like groceries, meds, and utility bills. From what's leaked so far, these payments could roll out via direct deposit, just like before, landing right in your bank account. But here's the kicker. The verification process is reportedly getting a major overhaul, making it stricter than ever. If your banking info's outdated or there's a glitch in the system, you'd better fix it ASAP to dodge delays. Don't wait until the 11th hour, or you might miss the boat entirely. Trump's take on this stimulus has everyone buzzing. In recent statements, he's framed it as a lifeline for those truly in need, but he's also hinted at shaking up the broader social benefits system. That's got alarm bells ringing for Social Security recipients, retirees, and people with disabilities alike, who worry about what these changes could mean down the road. Trump's been vocal in the past about tweaking Social Security, arguing for fixes to keep it sustainable. Could this check be a political chess move, or is it a long-term relief plan? It's hard to say, but it's got folks on edge about their future benefits. Here's something else flying under the radar. Some states might tack on extra payments beyond the federal stimulus. Depending on local policies and budgets, you could see bonus cash if your state steps up. A few have already greenlit additional aid for certain groups, while others are still hemming and hawing. Check with your local government to see if there's more in store for you. It could be a nice cherry on top. On the flip side, there's chatter about what this stimulus might do to the economy at large. Some experts warn it could fan the flames of inflation, jacking up living costs even more. Others shrug it off, saying the impact will be small potatoes and that it'll actually help families steady their shaky finances. Opinions are split down the middle, and only time will tell who's right. For now, the focus is on getting you prepped and informed. If you think you're in line for this stimulus, here's your to-do list. Make sure your Social Security account is up to date, double-check your bank details, and keep your eyes peeled for official updates. Scammers are licking their chops over this, so don't hand over personal info to sketchy calls or emails promising the moon. Stick to legit channels, and you'll be golden. This stimulus could be a godsend for millions, but there's still a fog of unanswered questions hanging over it. As more details trickle out, we'll be here to break it down for you, straight from the source. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell, and share this with anyone else who needs the 411. We'll catch you next time with more must-know updates for the Social Security crowd. Now, let's stretch this out and dig deeper, because there's a lot to unpack here. Imagine you're sitting at home, maybe sipping your morning coffee, when you hear this news about a new stimulus check tied to Donald Trump's name. It's March 22, 2025, and the buzz is electric. People are talking, speculating, and scrambling for answers. You're not alone if you're wondering what this means for you personally. Maybe you're retired, living off Social Security, or you've got a disability that's kept you on SSI or SSDI for years. Or perhaps you're just a regular taxpayer hoping to catch a break. Either way, this announcement's got your attention, and rightfully so. Money doesn't grow on trees, and every dollar counts these days. Let's rewind a bit and set the scene. The economy in 2025 isn't exactly a picnic. Inflation's been a stubborn thorn in everyone's side, pushing up the cost of everything from bread to gas. Wages aren't keeping pace for a lot of folks, and savings? Well, those are a distant memory for many. Enter the stimulus check, a concept we've seen before during the COVID years, when the government sent out rounds of cash to keep people afloat. Back then, it was about survival amid lockdowns and job losses. Now, it's more about easing the squeeze of everyday life. But this time, it's Trump's name attached to it, and that's raising eyebrows. He's not president anymore, his second term wrapped up in January 2025, but his influence still looms large, and this move feels like a page from his playbook. So, what's the deal with this check? The rumor mill's churning out claims of a hefty payout. Some say it could top the $1,200 or $1,400 checks we saw in 2020 and 2021. Picture this, a deposit that could cover a month's rent, wipe out a stack of bills, or finally let you fix that leaky faucet you've been ignoring. For Social Security folks, who saw their benefits bump up by a modest 2.5% COLA in 2025, about $50 extra a month on average, this could be a windfall. But before you start planning that shopping spree, let's pump the brakes. There's no official number locked in yet. The amount's still a hot topic in Washington, with lawmakers duking it out over how much is too much, or too little. Eligibility's where things get sticky. If history's any guide, Social Security, SSI, and SSDI recipients usually get a golden ticket for these payments. Back in the pandemic days, the IRS used SSA data to auto-send checks to beneficiaries, no extra paperwork needed. That could happen again. Your monthly benefit setup might just double as your stimulus delivery system. But Trump's camp has hinted at new conditions, and that's got people nervous. Maybe it's a tax filing requirement, or an income cap tighter than before. Could be they're targeting only the lowest earners, leaving middle-income retirees out in the cold. Without a concrete announcement, it's all guesswork, but the uncertainty's real, and it's why you need to stay sharp. How's this money getting to you? Direct deposit's the likely champ, especially since 95% of Social Security payments already flow that way. If your bank info's tied to your SSA account, you might wake up one morning to a fatter balance, no fuss, no muss. But that stricter verification process? That's the wild card. The SSA and IRS have been burned before by fraud, think stolen checks or payments to dead folks, so they're cracking down. If your account number's off by a digit or your address hasn't been updated since the Bush years, you could hit a snag. Paper checks are still an option for the 5% who don't do direct deposit, but mail delays and theft risks make that a dicey bet. Moral of the story: log into your My Social Security account now, yes, right now, and make sure everything's shipshape. Trump's fingerprints are all over this narrative, and that's no accident. Since leaving office, he's kept a loud megaphone, railing about economic woes and pushing policies he says he'd have nailed if he'd stayed in power. This stimulus idea fits his brand, big, bold, and aimed at the little guy, or so he claims. In speeches, he's painted it as a rescue mission for struggling Americans, but he's also floated bigger reforms to Social Security itself. Think cuts to waste, his word, or tweaks to eligibility down the line. That's got retirees and disability recipients sweating. Will this check come with a catch that hits them later? During his presidency, he vowed not to touch Social Security benefits, but his DOGE, Department of Government Efficiency, push with Elon Musk in 2025 has folks wondering if efficiency means trimming fat they can't afford to lose. Let's zoom out for a sec. Beyond the federal level, some states might juice up this stimulus with their own cash. California did it in 2021 with Golden State stimulus checks. Maybe they'll reprise that role. Texas, flush with oil money, could toss in a few $100 for residents. It's a patchwork quilt. Your zip code might decide if you get $500 extra or nada. Dig into your state's budget news. Governors love touting these wins, so a quick Google could pay off. Economists are having a field day with this. On one hand, pumping cash into pockets could rev up spending, good for businesses, right? But if everyone's flush at once, prices might spike, especially on staples like food and gas. Inflation's already at 3.1% in March 2025, per the latest CPIW, and a big stimulus could nudge it higher. Counterpoint, most beneficiaries aren't splurging on yachts, they're paying bills. The cash might just keep them afloat, not overheat the economy. It's a tug-of-war between theory and reality, and we won't know the score until the check's clear. Prep time, folks. If you're banking on this, don't sit on your hands. Head to ssa.gov, log in, or set up an account, it's free, and eyeball your details. Name, address, bank routing number, triple check it all. If you're tech shy, call 1-800-772-1213, the wait times can be brutal. Scams are the other elephant in the room. Picture this, a slick email lands in your inbox, promising your stimulus if you verify your info with a shady link. Don't bite, legit updates come from ssa.gov or irs.gov, not StimulusKing2025@random.com. Keep your guard up, crooks thrive on chaos like this. This could be a lifeline. Maybe you're behind on rent, or your meds cost more than your check covers. But the what-ifs linger. What if the amount's less than hyped? What if Congress stalls it until summer? What if it's a unknown with no follow-up? As of today, March 22, 2025, we're in limbo. Trump's announcement is fresh, but the SSA and Treasury haven't stamped it with an official seal. We'll keep digging as the story unfolds, so stick with us for the next chapter. Clarification time, true or rumor? Alright, let's cut through the noise. As of March 22, 2025, no hard evidence backs up a new stimulus check tied to Trump for this exact moment. The SSA's latest updates focus on the 2.5% COLA and Fairness Act retro payments, not a shiny new check. Trump's been vocal post-presidency, sure, and ex-posts, plus some sketchy YouTube vids, are hyping a $1,200 or $5,000 DOGE dividend from his efficiency cuts. But the feds? Silent. No press release, no bill, no nada from ssa.gov or treasury.gov confirms this. The $2,000 March 28 rumor from your last query? Debunked, it doesn't match SSA's schedule or amounts. This new claim smells like more of the same, hype outpacing facts. Could Trump be lobbying for it behind closed doors? Maybe. Could Congress surprise us? Sure. But right now, it's a rumor on steroids, not reality. Check official sources, not whispers, and you'll sleep better. What's your gut say, fact or fiction? Let's hear it.